I'm like, at this point, I probably should just stop doubting Pixar because, god damn it. So Soul is the latest movie coming out of Pixar Studios. It was supposed to come out in theaters, but, you know, 2020. And this movie is directed by Pete Docter. He actually directed another Pixar film called Inside Out. And he also wrote for a lot of Pixar films. He wrote for Inside Out. He was also a writer on Toy Story, Monsters, Inc. And I believe he did the Pixar short film, which I really enjoyed, called Bow Bow. I think that's how you say it. Hold up. No, it's just Bow. He also executive produced Onward. Basically, he's been involved in a lot of Pixar properties. And Soul tells the tale of a man named Joe, who is a middle school band teacher and musician whose life hasn't quite gone the way he expected. And he's soon transported out of his body and must find his way back with the help of an infant soul learning about herself. And before I fully get into my review, let me first say I want to thank Disney Plus for allowing me to get early access to the screener. Now, the thing that makes Pixar Soul pretty significant is the fact that this is Pixar's very first feature-length film with a majority black cast and a black protagonist. And so in this movie, you have Jamie Foxx, who plays the lead, you have Felicia Rashad, you have Angela Bassett, you have Daveed Diggs, you have Questlove, and a whole bunch of other people. And then you also have Tina Fey, who's playing Jamie Foxx's co-star, the other soul that he ends up encountering when he ends up in that alternate life. Now, this is something I feel like I need to address and just get out the way first. And the reason I kind of went into this movie a little skeptical. Now, granted, at the end of the day, I kind of was expecting to like it because for the most part, I've enjoyed every single Pixar movie. But at the same time, I was going into this movie a little annoyed because being that this is Pixar's very first movie starring a black lead, but then when you look at the trailers, you have him show up in this movie as a blue soul. And this is a trope that animated movies, especially Disney, but not just Disney, but these animated properties do all the time when it comes to people of color and especially black people. Like take Princess Tiana with Princess and the Frog. She's the very first black Disney princess, and what happened? She was a frog throughout pretty much most of the movie. You have another movie starring Will Smith as a black spy called Spies in Disguise, and what happened? He's a bird throughout a lot of the movie. You take another Disney property, Emperor's New Groove, which yes, the person that voiced him was David Spade, a white actor, but the character himself was supposed to be an Inca emperor, a person of color. And what happened? He was a llama throughout most of the movie. And then there's other movies like Brother Bear. Like, I just thought this was just going to be another example of taking a black character, but not being able to see them as black. So like I said, I was expecting to enjoy the movie overall, but still be annoyed. However, and this is kind of why I said, I don't know why I doubt Pixar. Pixar is the greatest animation studio for a reason. And this movie really surprised me. And honestly, I was surprised by how much I really enjoyed this movie. And of course, this goes without saying, but this is a review based on an animated property, so I definitely need to say it. But obviously, this is Pixar, so you already know the animation quality for this movie is gorgeous. And it really is. Like, even like you could see the texture of the main character's hair and all other stuff. Like, it just looks great. And then not only just that, but the fact that this world has a majority black cast and a black lead. And the thing that I loved about this movie that I kind of wasn't expecting is how much of black culture and just blackness that they infuse into this movie. Like, there's even an entire scene that takes place in a black barbershop. And then with this movie being about jazz and him being a jazz musician, there's so much just good music in this movie. And then just to get to see black people participating in jazz is actually, funny enough, something that kind of annoyed me with the movie with Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone, La La Land. Movies all about jazz, but yet there's like one black person in the entire cast, and I'm like, come on now, who created jazz? Like, really? Come on. That's why I had no interest in even seeing that movie. But yeah, that wasn't the case in this movie. And funny enough, they even had Erykah Badu playing in the background in one of the scenes. And I was just like, oh wow, like really? I wasn't expecting that. And I loved that. And so with this movie and it being called Soul, and you have the main character eventually becoming a soul himself, and the biggest theme and the general premise of this movie, and it had me questioning and thinking about a lot of things within my own life, is basically just finding your purpose, finding your happiness in this life. Because at the end of the day, you only have one life to live. Even if you believe in reincarnation and the afterlife and all that other stuff, you only have one life in this form. Like, even if I get reincarnated as Michael Lamar Simeon, I only have one life as this body. So there were just a lot of moments and questions that I really enjoyed that this movie brought up, and had me questioning my own life and wondering, what is my happiness? What is my passion? What is it that I want to do? And funny enough, it's really what I'm doing right now, discovering talking about movies and nerd culture and comics and all that other stuff. Like, this is my passion, and hopefully it's something that I can continue to do for the rest of my life and make it into my career. And it honestly is something that I never even thought that I was going to do, or even the career path that I thought I was going to head towards. And that's something that this movie also talks about, where it's like, you think you're going to go in one direction, or you think your passion, and you think that everything that you've ever wanted is this way, but actually it turns out that what you really love and what you really are meant to do is actually over here. You're busy chasing this one thing over here when you really need to be looking this way. And it's a really appropriate and effective message, especially after everything that we're going through and we've gone through in this terrible year of 2020. But yeah, I can't sing the praises high enough for this movie. Like, I was surprised by how much I enjoyed this movie. Thank you again for Disney Plus for allowing me to have early access to it. And I can't wait for you guys to actually see it on Christmas Day. So yeah, for me, I'm gonna say Pixar's Soul was a blockbuster. And I kind of went, and I'm actually a little bummed that I didn't get to see it on the big screen. And so even though you guys haven't seen Soul yet, what I will ask is, are you looking forward to seeing Soul? What is your favorite Pixar movie? Let me know down in the comment section below. Also, if you can, hit that thumbs up button and like this video to really help out the channel. And if this is one of your first time checking out one of my videos, please check out the other videos on my channel. And if you like what you see, please subscribe for more and hit that bell notification button so you're alerted every single time I post a new video. And tell your friends, families, and neighbors about my channel to help me continue to grow. And as always, I will catch you guys next time.